Hi, I'm JC, and welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. Your support, as always, is greatly appreciated. So today, we are going back to basics. Well, my basics. The first sequence that I ever did. That was over 20 years ago. I even surprised myself that I remembered it. It came about as I was reflecting on why I started to practice yoga and why I became a teacher. When I started yoga, I was broken physically, mentally, and emotionally. The power of yoga is that it gave me a foundation to work on. When thinking about this, it led me to think also of my first teacher. Though we never knew each other personally, he had a big impact on my life, both on and off the mat. Thinking about it now, I realize that this basic form I was taught, I still incorporate into my classes today, and still sometimes teach them in the same way, which is kind of funny. But I must say that even as someone who has practiced yoga for over 20 years, there's something about going back to our basics that reveals these little gems of insights and opportunities that we were not ready to see or even to learn at the time. For beginners, I'm glad you're here because this sequence is a solid foundation to grow your yoga practice. These asanas are foundational. When repeated over time, they'll bring you into balance and will allow then for you to build your practice by adding things within this framework. After 20 years, I still find wonder in this sequence, and I'm forever grateful that I started yoga. I'm also grateful to my first teacher, whose inspiration led me to where I am today. Now, if you are a beginner, my recommendation here is to first watch the video. Then, after you've done so, skip this long introduction and then begin and follow along with me. Well, I think this was a long enough introduction. Grab your stuff and I'll meet you guys on the mat. Okay, welcome. So, to start off today, we're going to start with our breathing. Now, what makes yoga different than any other kind of exercise is our breathing. Our breathing ties our body and everything together as we go through the sequence. So, for those of you who do not know the Ujjayi way of breathing, then we'll go through a small exercise so we can learn how to do it. The first what I want you to do is I want to take your hands out in front of you like this here. Then what I want you to do is I want you to bend your arms and bring your fingers here to your rib cage and lay them down. What I want you to do here is take a nice deep breath in and feel how your rib cage expands when you breathe in your abdomen, and then breathe out. So breathe in again, and breathe out. So feel the flow here. I'll let you take a few breaths by yourself. Feel how your body changes every time you breathe in and you breathe out. Like the ocean, Yeah, like the waves coming in from the ocean. Now in this kind of breathing, we make a specific sound also. It's almost like breathing on glasses when you want to clean them. So it should sound something like this as you breathe in and then as you breathe out. And the easiest way to make this sound is you just constrict in your throat here a little bit, and then you can make this sound as you breathe in and as you breathe out. If you're having a hard time with this, another way is if you take your tongue and you put it against the soft palate of your mouth and push hard, and then try to breathe in with it and breathe out with it, and you'll have the same outcome. Do that once or twice so that you have the feeling in your throat how the muscles should be and contract, and then try it again and then breathe in and out without having the tongue pressed hard against your soft palate. So we'll take a nice breath in together and out. I'll let you practice this 2 more times. So the whole point here is to keep this rhythm, keep this breath throughout the whole of our practice and the whole of our sequence. And then we'll see how it goes. Now, as you can see, I'm sitting cross-legged. You can sit cross-legged if you'd like. If they are up like this here, that's okay. If you find that you have a lot of pressure here, you can always take a block or take a towel folded and just sit on top of it. You can always take a towel also and put it here under your knees to alleviate some of the pressure. If you need the block and you're on the block, perfect. If you have a towel or you need to get a towel, then get one and then we will continue. So now here, continue our breathing. I want you to bring both hands forward. Just rock a little bit side to side so that your sit bone is nice and even on the mat underneath you. And then what I want you to do is slowly, keeping the shoulders nice and straight back, I want you to walk your hands out. And here, don't worry about how far you go. Try to keep a nice straight back. If you have to, wiggle a little bit more. And then bend at the hips. Yeah, so you're trying to keep your back straight, shoulders back. And then just walk your fingers forward. And then here, feel your breath. As you breathe in, the body lifts up just a little bit. And then as you breathe out, you fall a little bit deeper into this position. The form here is everything. Going deep is not necessary to be able to have the impact that the position is supposed to have. So take a few more breaths here. Slowly walk your hands back up to just in front of you. Now a nice straight back sitting on your legs. I want you to keep your left hand on the mat here. I want you to breathe in. I want you to bring your right hand up. Then as you twist, put that right hand behind you. You can be either on the fingertips or flat on the palm of your hand. The whole point here is to have a nice straight back. Giving a nice massage to the spine here. And as you twist, look over your right shoulder, sorry, if you can. If not, then just look at the wall opposite you. Now here, as you breathe in, you'll notice that your right shoulder comes forward just a little bit. And as you breathe out, you're able to twist a little bit deeper. And when you get to that point where the twist is done, Just ride your breath. Allow your body to move with your breath. Allow this twist to massage those vertebrae, massage those muscles in your back. Now here I want you to breathe in. You're going to bring your right hand to the front of the mat. Straighten out your back. Bring the left hand up this time. Nice and high. Twist. Bring that left hand behind you. Back nice and straight to twist. It's a nice gentle twist. Only go as far as you feel you can. Don't try to push yourself. The point here is not to get completely around. It's to slowly maneuver our bodies so that they slowly become more flexible. Again here, ride your breath. Nice, steady breath. Always think of the ocean, the waves hitting the shore. Add this nice, steady crashing of the water on the shore and it going out. All right, slowly take a deep breath in and bring that left hand back to the front. I want you to put your hands out beside you. So here you're going to walk out our fingers, our left hand a little bit. You're going to breathe in, bring that right hand up. And as you breathe out, bend that elbow slightly, giving yourself a nice long stretch. The stretch you should feel here from the tip of your fingers all the way down to your sit bone. And again, only go as far as your body will allow you to go. If you try to force your body will let you know right away, and then you can hurt yourself. The impact of yoga is not about getting the perfect form. It's about getting into these forms. It's about working our way through this idea that the journey is the destination. There is no destination in yoga. It's always learning, always moving. Every time we come on the mat, and I think you can ask any yoga teacher, they'll tell you, every time we hit the mat, it's always something different. So breathe in, come nice and high. Breathe out, drop that right hand down. Move that right hand out a few centimeters, a few inches. Lift that right arm with a deep breath. And then as you exhale, bend that right elbow, extending that left arm nice and high towards the ceiling, and making sure that your sit bones are always on the mat. If you notice that this side is not as flexible as the other side, that's nothing to worry about. That is normal. Everybody has a good side and a more difficult side. Alright, so breathe in, come back up nice and high. Breathe out. Put your hands beside you. Okay, so now we're going to come into cat and cow. So here I want you to come on your hands and knees. Make sure here that your shoulders, elbow, and wrists are all in one alignment over one another, that your hips are over your knees, and that your knees are hip width apart. So here what we're going to do is, as we breathe in, you're going to drop your spine between your shoulders and that belly button down to the mat looking up. As you breathe out, tuck your chin, roll your back, pushing up nice and high, just like a cat. Getting out of bed first thing. Breathe in. Look up nice and high. Drop that vertebrae between the shoulders. Breathe out.
Pushing that back up, rounding that spine. Breathe in.
And breathing out.
Don't forget your breath. Now come back into a neutral position. So now you're going to disengage those feet. Bring your knees in slightly, just for balance here, because this is going to be more of a active cat and cow. So doing here is breathe in, the right foot comes up, head comes up, looking up, dropping that vertebrae. Breathing out, you're going to bring your knee to your forehead. Breathe in.
Up nice and high. Breathe out.
Breathe in.
Breathe out.
Breathe in.
Breathe out.
Breathe in, bring your knees back down into onto our hands and knees. All right, so now the left side. So breathe in, bring that left leg nice and high, looking up, relaxing those shoulders. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time, breathe in. And then breathe out. Breathe in here, bring your knees back down onto the mat. So here, again, keep the knees just slightly closer to each other. Now what you're going to do, it's going to bring that right foot forward. If you have a hard time bringing that right foot forward, then just use your hand to try to help you to bring that foot forward. Now you're going to activate your left foot, so on your toes. Here what I want you to do is to come up, interlace your fingers, and place them on your thighs. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift that left leg off the mat. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, back is nice and straight, sit bone pushes down, and then hands on your thighs. Breathe here. Breathe in, breathe out, come back down onto the knee, and place your hands in front of you on the mat, putting that right leg back behind you, and then bringing left foot in front. Find your spot, making sure your knee and ankle are aligned. Tuck your toes under, come up, and intertwine on your thighs. Breathing in, and bringing that right knee off the mat. Breathe here through. Find a spot in front of you. Focus on that spot. Try not to put weight into your hands, yeah? Your hands should be kind of free. They're only there to help support a little bit, yeah? So that your shoulders are back. Now breathe in, breathe out, drop that knee. Then bring your hands to the front of the mat. And then put your knees down, bring your knees together. And then come down into child's pose. Keeping your toes tucked here, Come up just a little bit from your child's pose, and then bring your sit bone all the way up into the air for your downward facing dog. Now here the point is to have a nice straight back. So if you have to bend your knees, keep your knees bent at first. Keep that back nice and straight, shoulder blades are nice and relaxed, and then slowly you can straighten out your legs. Here you can walk it out a little bit. Move your feet back and forth. Slowly walk your feet to the front of the mat, keeping them hip width apart. And then grabbing here, just at the bottom of your calf, just pull just a little bit, keeping your knees bent if you have to. So here, slowly keeping your knees bent. I want you to come up. You can put here your hands on your thighs first, if you want. If you're a little bit stronger, you can put your hands out in front of you, or also on top of you, making sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. Keep breathing through. So here, breathe in, come to a standing position, breathe out, sweep the hands down, and beside you. So here we make a little bit of adjustment. We bring our feet closer together, put the big toes together, spread out the toes, and then put your heel also together. Stand up nice and tall. Your head is just loose on your shoulders. Shoulders are back, but they're relaxed. Focus on a point here in front of you. And just breathe for a moment. Feel here that the whole ball of your foot and the heel is on the mat. How you have this dome in the middle. Feel how it's changed the dynamics where your inner thighs are pulling upwards, and locking one of those first bandhas automatically. So here we take a nice breath in, hands sweep up over our head looking up. Then breathe out, hands sweep out, do a nice dive. Bending the knees if you have to, grabbing the back here of your calves and pulling slightly elbows out. Breathe in, put your hands here on your shins, straighten out your back, so kick that seat bone out and up. And then here, activate your core, breathe in, leading with the head. Breathe in, come all the way up looking. Breathe out, hand comes down beside you. And into prayer position in front of you. So breathe in, one more time, hands come up. Breathe out, fall forward. Grab the back of those calves, pull slightly down. Breathe in, nice tabletop. Kicking that seat bone out, having a nice straight back, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Activating your core, your back muscles. Activating the core here is important. So we need to stand up and to have proper posture also. Breathe in, leading with your head here. Hands up above you. Breathe out. And into prayer position. Okay. So Let's lead this a little bit further. So breathe in, hands come up, sweep up high over your head. Breathe out, fall forward, grabbing the back of your heel or the back of your calf, pulling slightly. Here, if you have to, bend your knees and put your hands on the mat beside your feet. Breathe in, the right foot goes back. Breathe out, the left foot goes back. So here, if you have to, you can drop the knees or you can stay up in the full position. And then slowly, keeping your elbows close to your body and tight, come down to the bottom of the mat. And here, breathe in, bring the shoulders off of the mat. Don't bring the shoulders up this way. Slide those shoulder blades down. Breathe out, come down to the mat. Breathe in, push up onto your knees and into child's pose. Move up forward just a little bit and kick your seat bone up into downward facing dog. Here, take a breath in, bring the right foot forward. Bring the left foot forward. Again, breathe out, grab those calves, pull down. Breathe in, activating your core, activating your back, leading with your head. And sweep up, and then breathe out, around, and into prayer position. Okay, so now we have to do the other side. So breathe in, and come up over your head. Breathe out, fall forward, grabbing the back, pulling slightly. Breathe in, this time the left foot goes back, then the right foot goes back. Here you can drop the knees or stay full into a push-up. And slowly, the elbows in, come down to the bottom of the mat. Breathe in, bring the chest off the ground. Breathe out, back down, push up onto your knees and into child's position, the child pose. Breathe in, come up just a little bit, kick your sit bone up, and come into downward facing dog. Take a breath in, this time here, the left foot comes forward. Then the right foot comes forward. Come down, pull slightly. Breathe in, leading with your head, and then breathe out. Hands come down and around, and into prayer position. So here I want you to take your right foot, take a nice big step back. So here, pigeon the toe in just a little bit. The right leg goes out forward. So breathe in, the hands come up here. So breathe out, I want you to slide your shoulder over the top of your hip, and then come down, putting your hands either on your ankle, your shin. There shouldn't be a lot of pressure here. Yeah, just a little bit. Look over your shoulder here to make sure that your ankle, and your shoulder are aligned. And then if you can, look up to the ceiling with your hand. Or if it's too much because your neck is too tight, then just look at the wall opposite you. Continue to breathe here. Wanting to hear that ocean. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring that right hand down onto the mat. Bend that front knee slightly. With both hands on the mat, I want you to just, keeping your abdomen on your thigh, I want you to pull that leg back. So stretching this hamstring here. Nice, calm, relaxed breath. Try to make sure here that your jaw is not tight and you're not clenching your teeth. So bring that knee forward just a little bit. Now you're going to bring that left hand right by that left foot. You're going to move your right foot out. So one step, you see I just move it out one step. Then here, as you breathe in, twist, bring that right arm up to the top of the mat. So here again, you can either look up or you can look across the way. So here, activate your core. Breathe in and bring yourself in to Warrior Two. So look over your left hand here, through the middle finger. Make sure your knee is over your ankle and not in front of it. Feel the back leg here twist outwards, the front leg twist inwards. Again, ride your breath here. Feel the movements within your body. Shoulders are relaxed. So here, take a breath in, slightly bring that knee back, and then make a jump to the front, standing in mountain pose. All right, so now, as with all things with yoga, we have to do the other side. So this time, nice big step back with your left foot, keeping your right leg straight, facing the wall opposite you. The hands come up. Make sure your toes are pigeoned in just a little bit. And then here, take a breath in, slide the shoulders over the top of that right leg, and then come down. As you exhale, bring in that left hand pointed to the ceiling. Look down again to make sure that everything is aligned here, your leg, your shoulders, elbows. Continue to breathe. Try to relax your breathing. Don't clench your mouth, your teeth. Everything is relaxed. Breathe in, breathe out. Drop that left hand over to the mat, bending that knee. Bring your abdomen onto that quadricep and then pulling back slightly. Again, only go as far as your hamstring will allow you to go, protecting your knee. Breathe in, bend that knee forward. Bring that right hand right by that right foot. Move the left foot back one step. Breathe in. Bring that left hand up. Breathing out. Settle into the position. So here, breathe in, activate your core, breathe out, come up into Warrior Two. Make sure again here, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Sit bone is pushing downwards, looking over the top of that right middle finger. Breathe in, straighten out that right leg a little bit, bending it, bringing your left leg forward up into mountain pose. Here again, make sure your toes are spread apart. Heels are together. Big toes are together. Excellent. So now again, take a nice big step backwards with your right foot. And then this time here, both feet are facing in the same direction. Here we're going to breathe in, the hands come up over our heads. And then we breathe out. Bring your hands behind your back and intertwine them together. Pull those hands down, opening up that chest, opening up those shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, fall forward, keeping your hands together. Here, bring your hands, allow them to fall forward. If you need here to adjust and widen your stance, then do so. And here, just allow your hands to hang out as far as they'll go. Try not to push them. Just let them go only as far as they want to go. So breathe out, bring those hands down, slide them on the side of your legs. And here, grab hold of your feet, just behind your toes. And then here, straightening out the back, pulling slightly on the feet, moving the elbows outwards. Here you should really get a nice stretch at the back of your legs. If this is too much, you can also come up on your hands this way. Yeah, and then kicking that sit bone outwards, trying to have that nice straight back. Slowly walk your feet towards one another. Then here what we're going to do is slowly sink between your heels. If you can only get this far, then you can only get this far. It doesn't matter the distance, it's more to be able to get into the position. If you can't go all the way down, you can go all the way down, you can keep your hands in front of you, or if you would like, tuck your elbows inside of the knees, hands pressed together, and then slightly push. Make sure here your back is straight. You don't want to have rounded back, so back as straight as possible. So here you're going to put the hands down on the mat. You're going to lift yourself up slightly and then bring that right knee to a sitting position. You put your feet out in front of you. Wiggle your knees out a little bit if need be. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands behind our backs. Our hands behind our backs. Either on your fingertips or flat. You're going to push here to have a nice straight back. So here, the ball of your feet are pushing outwards. The heels are pushing outwards and the toes are coming towards you. Your head is just kind of balancing there, there's no real strain. As you sit like this here, biceps, but also your body will slowly remember what it's supposed to be doing to stand up straight and to have good posture. So here we can release it.
and bend the knees slightly. So here what we're going to do is we're going to take our right foot underneath us, the knee is in the middle here, and then the left foot comes on top. If this is all that you can do in this position, then you stay in this position. This is also okay. If you're in this position here, this is also okay. If you can, put those knees together, lift yourself off your sit bone, and then sit back down. If you need to have a strap here, make a strap available beside you. So as we have the left knee here on top, we're going to take our left hand, put it out at about a 45-degree angle, dip that left thumb down, and then bring that hand behind your back, twisting it flat. Breathe in, I want you to reach up with that right hand, and as you breathe out, clasp the two hands together if you can. If not, use the strap to bring your hands as close together as possible. Here, try not to round your back out. Give yourself a nice straight back. Relax your jawline. Continue to focus on your breath. You can also breathe into those areas where you feel the tension or the pull from the stretch that we're having at the moment. Don't forget your breathing. Slowly, do the right hand, bring it down beside you, and then lock the left hand. Now put your hands behind you, on the fingertips. So we have here a nice straight back. And here what I want you to do is I want you to walk your fingers forward as you fall forward here and bend at the hips. And so first, bend at the hips as far as you can. Then you can bring that right hand forward. Bring the left hand forward. Again, keeping it straight as possible. Walk your hands forward. Now whenever your abdomen is on your leg, then you can slowly, slightly bend into the position. Again here, remember, just relax your jawline, focus on your breath, find a point in front of you, focus lightly on that point. Don't give it a death stare or anything, just softly look at that point. Slowly walk your hands back up into the sitting position. Using both hands, bring that left knee up and out. Then we do the other side, so this time the left knee comes underneath, into the center. You can adjust yourself, however, with that right knee on top. And that's it, in between your feet. Now since our right knee is on top, our right hand comes out, 45-degree angle in front of you, thumb down. Bring that hand behind your back. Breathe in, left hand goes up. Then breathe out, bring the hands together and clasp them behind you. Here try not to put tensions on your shoulder. Try to relax all of those muscles. Now we tend to bring that shoulder forward because of the tension. Just try to relax it, keep it in position, keep that elbow nice and high on the left hand. Continue to breathe. Find again that point in front of you. Slowly release that left hand, and then undo that right arm and bring it forward. So again, hands behind us, shoulders back, nice and straight, standing tall. And then walk those fingers forward as you bend at the hips, bending forward. And bringing the right hand forward, bring the left hand forward. Keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed away from our ears, and then bending down into the position. You can stay on your fingers, or if you want to, you can come down on your forearms if you can, or flat onto your hands. Whatever is most comfortable for you to do. Slowly walk yourself back up to sitting position. Use both hands to unlock that right knee. And then the left knee. Put out your feet in front of you. Wiggle them a little bit. And standing up and sitting up straight like before. Now try to do it without having those hands behind you. Nice straight back. Activate those quads. Pulling those toes towards you, heels outwards. Now if you need to, you can take the strap and put it around the ball of your feet. First, if not, and if you can't, then grab a hold of your big toes. Back is nice and straight here. And then here the elbows come outwards and pull forward. Here again, ride those breaths. As you breathe in, you'll notice that you come up slightly. And as you exhale, you can come down deeper and deeper. If you have a strap, like this here, holding up straight, again, grab it as far as you can with your back straight. But here also, yeah, elbows come out, toes towards you, heels out. And then just ride the wave. Looking at your big toes. There will come a point as you come down, where you'll be enough to be able to come down, slowly round your back, and put your head on your shins. But if you are a beginner, that's something for later. Slowly here, under your hands. Come back up, just to get nice and straight. Okay, here, we're going to bend our knees, putting our feet flat on the front of the mat in front of us, grabbing your hands, putting them behind your knees, and then slowly we lift our feet off the mat, find that balance point, find where everything is good. Bring your feet out in front of you. Try to keep out in front of you. Try to keep them parallel here to the floor. If you are strong enough, you can take your hands and put them out beside you as well. If not, keep your hands here underneath your knees. There's nothing wrong with that. Here again, breathe in, out nice and steady. As you breathe out here, slowly bring the feet down to the mat in front of you. Now here, grab behind you, and then slowly roll down vertebrae for vertebrae as you come down on the mat. And stretching your legs out in front of you, your hands beside you, palm up, and now relax. Take a nice breath in, using your yogic breath. And then out. Take one more breath in. And then out through your mouth and release control of your breath. Just lay here in quietness. Now trying to focus a little bit on your natural breathing.
I want you to take your right arm off the ground slightly, tighten all the muscles within that arm, and then just let it fall to the ground, wherever it may. Bring your left arm off the ground, squeeze all the muscles nice and tight, and release. Take the right leg off the ground, squeeze tighten all those muscles, and release onto the ground. Take the left leg up, squeeze all of those muscles, and let them fall down to the ground. Take a deep breath in, pushing that belly button all the way up to the sky. Breathe out, pull that belly button all the way down towards your spine. Breathe in naturally, bring your belly button back to a neutral position. Tighten your chest here, shoulders, nice and tight, and release. Here, move your head slightly from side to side. Try to find that middle position where your head is just balanced in the middle. And on your next breath in, squeeze all the muscles in your face together, making a sour face. And then release. Just lay here, feel the relaxing of your muscles. Feel yourself sink into the mat a little bit. Just being quiet. Always with your eyes closed. Focus on your body, on your breath. Today I will leave you here. Whenever you're ready, slowly wiggle your hands and your feet to bring
State, moving through your body to awaken. And roll onto your side, whichever side is most comfortable for you. And then come to sitting cross-legged. When you sit here, always with your eyes closed, take a few breaths, a few last-minute reminders of why you came on the mat, and why you did this yoga practice. I thank you all for joining me today. Namaste.